This morning, I'm on a quest to find the perfect mascot for Sportsman's Guide. Sportsman's Guide is a partner of the channel. They've sponsored this video. We get a job? A job? What we're looking for in an alpaca is one that just kind of, you look at and it screams, good deal on hunting accessories. Yay for Army surplus and boogaloo stuff. Lima, would you like a job? I love Sportsman's Guide. You should use code WARPOET to check out. I think we got a mascot. I love Christmas, and I think most folks love the spirit of it as well. However, this is what usually we are confronted with when we're approaching the holiday season. We intend to have a great time, and we're all about that holiday seasonal joy. And our month of December, if you were really brutally honest, kind of sucks. This is the problem. I wrote this down. We incur terrible amounts of stress, traveling, waiting in traffic, long shopping lines at retail stores, and family drama, all to spend money that you don't have on people that you hardly ever see to buy them presents that they don't really like. So by the end of the mad dash through the Christmas holidays in the month of December, you can be utterly burned out and start the year broke, disappointed, and utterly exhausted. That's just kind of a normal American thing. Christmas is wonderful for us, but it wasn't always that way. We had to kind of have a hostile takeover of Christmas to be able to establish our own traditions, our own norms. And now, guys, Christmas of I don't have a bunch of this holiday stress because we've got some limits and some hard limits that we've set up, and we've incorporated some of our own traditions. And I want you guys to think through with me in the next hour so that all of your Christmases from here on out will be far, far, far better. And when I say Christmas, really, I mean the entire month of December. What is some friction that you've experienced in the past or maybe even in the present?
Yeah, okay, so stress, number one, is Christmas cards, Jonathan.
Yeah.
And every Christmas card I get, I feel like, well, I ought to give you now one.
Pause. Sure. What does your bride think of Christmas cards? Does she want to do them?
John, I did them last year. She didn't. I did it.
I think that's a good stepping off point, a metaphor of man, I'm all about setting some good limitations to build a December, a last month of the year that you actually enjoy. Get your legs up onto you and make December all about gratitude of what you have, not heaping on shame on your back of what you should be doing. That's not what Christmas is all about. And I want us to end the year well. And maybe if we end the year well, we'll start the next year even better. I wanted to walk through some of the ways that we've set up limits. It started by immediately ripping everything that sucked out of our holiday. And so first off is travel. We will do some family visitation and travel, but it's through the month of December. I have a hard limit that I put as leader of the household. We don't travel on Christmas. We don't travel on Christmas Eve. We are locked in and it's just us. We're going nowhere. We're just enjoying doing whatever our family has for a way of tradition. So any travel that's going to happen to see her parents, my parents, brothers, sisters, any of that stuff, it has to happen sometime in the month of December, but it's not on or immediately around Christmas. Now, some of you will have shame. You're like, well, I really feel like I should go and do that. I'm like, battle the shame. If you went and saw them on Thanksgiving, then you don't see them on Christmas. You choose one and use that as communication in the year to come. It'd be like, hey, we want to visit you on Thanksgiving, but we're going to sit Christmas out and have just for our immediate family. And now what's going to happen is they're going to really hate that. They'll shame you and, oh, well, Aunt Teak, we don't know how many years she has left. And what you can do is go visit Aunt Teak anytime throughout the year and make special calls and do whatever you can. And maybe if she's really, 1 foot in the grave already, maybe you'd make an exception. But what I don't want is shame to be wielded against you so that you're always just reacting to someone else's Christmas traditions instead of building your own as your family. Don't fall for it, set hard limits, and risk upsetting some family members so that you can keep your real immediate family healthy and well-balanced. So travel was a really big source of stress. Next big source of stress is budget. I remember the brokest of Christmases. Becca and I have had quite a few of them. I remember one, right when we had moved up north of Atlanta. We were just a couple years into Warrior Poet Society, and we were so dead broke. But we were together. We loved each other, super happy. And so we ended up going to Goodwill and we had like a $25 limit of what we could both spend individually.
Boy.
So she gets 25 and I get 25. And the goal is to make a whole bunch of presents. And I got like her a Barbie doll. It was a naked Barbie doll missing a leg. I got her this pitiful stuffed animal that when you shook it, it'd make these weird sounds of lovey snoozy and just this weird stuff. And we still remember some of those sounds. I got her one shoe, and I told her next year I'd find the other shoe for her. It was just terrible, but we laughed ourselves to tears opening the most crap-tastic gifts ever. And guess what? We had a great Christmas that year. We didn't need to spend a bunch of money, and it's good because we didn't have any money. We didn't have any. But we ended up, even in our poverty, being able to experience a really, really fun type Christmas. I think if you require expensive gifts, something else is highly, highly broken in your relationships. I remember broke Christmas. And if you're in that place, because a lot of people are, please don't spend money that you don't have. Instead, make some memories and do some tradition stuff. But don't overspend and cause yourself severe amounts of stress. Next thing, when it comes to budget, I want my entire family to know, my boys, my sons, to know that my wife is the number one. So last night we set up our Christmas tree. My wife didn't get enough lights for the tree. The old ones never seemed to work the next year. So she went out. By the time she was back, I had wrapped 3 presents with the help of my oldest son, and we had put them under the tree. So right away, she's got presents under the tree. So they are recognizing that I value my relationship with my wife the most, and I'm excited in gift giving, and I'll bring them into the secret keeping. They'll know what daddy's doing for mom, and they'll help wrap presents so that they get excited about giving, because that's what it's all about. It's all about giving. And so my sons are learning to be good gift givers that are very excited about it and to take care and honor their mom. It's not all about them. First, we take care of the spouse. We've done travel, we've done budget, and now holiday drama. Whatever relationships are broken, each year, this is what happens. You have certain expectations of how that relationship, that brother, sister, mother, father, son, daughter, whatever, you have expectations about how a normal person like them should respond. It's not even high expectations. It's pretty darn low bar. But time and time again, they let you down, they disappoint you, and they steal your joy. The first time they do it, you can say that's on them. But when they do it the next year, that's really on you. It's because you kept giving them permission and expectation, something that they were supposed to fulfill, even though the historical data tends to support the fact that they're going to let you down. And yet, again and again, every year, you and your bride are completely blindsided by it. I can't believe so. No, that's your problem now. It's your expectations that continue to get crushed, and that causes stress. Stop being blown away by expectations. That's your fault. That one's on you now. And you're like, that's not right. They're like, correct. It isn't right, but it is what it is. And so there you go. Also, some of you may do much better to distance yourself from anybody that's extremely toxic and unhealthy and that's really hurting your family. You can see them and love them in creative ways all throughout the year, but don't allow them to torpedo Christmas get-togethers. And so what you can do is just have a special time, maybe a couple hours in November or something where you can see them, love on them. Hey, here's your Christmas present early. We were thinking about you, yada, yada. And then you can have a small controlled, you get in and you get out quick, and you're not allowing them into the prolonged Christmas festivities, which every single year they torpedo. If they do come in, then they come in with certain parameters and constraints that they have to abide by, or they're not going to get an invitation back next year. And that seems really harsh, but that's absolutely what you should do. So anyway, travel, budget, drama. Now let's get into some kind of positives, because those are hard limits, and this is some positives. Each year we do a Christmas parade or 2, and so we do that in the community. That's really fun. We do home decorations, and so we don't do a whole bunch. Some folks will you have a neighbor that's just gone all out, right?
Yeah, at the corner of our street, the entire yard has been taken over. It looks like the D-Day of Christmas. You've got obstacles. You've got pillboxes of Christmas joy. You've got like gargantuan candy canes.
You're in the ideal state. The neighbor who isn't
I need the
working hard
neighbor.
enough in the vocation or spending enough time with the family or doing something else that could be productive. Instead, he's doing that and he can't see his house. You can see his house, so he did it all for you. Enjoy the view.
What I really need is that neighbor. Okay.
Now, Christmas Eve, big deal. Now we have like really traditions. And some of you guys, I hope that you steal some of this stuff. Some of it I'm really proud of. We really enjoyed this. Christmas Eve, let's give the missus a break. We're going to go to Waffle House. And so we're going to have a big meal out. So that'll be fun. Then we're going to go to Walmart and Goodwill. And so what we're looking for is a family shopping in line, and it looks like they're falling on hard times and they are not looking happy. And so we're praying up and we're looking for these individuals. So we meet them at the checkout desk and we buy all their stuff. And so this was really, really fun last Christmas Eve. And this is just something we started doing. And so we'll be trolling around trying to find some folks that we can really make their Christmas. Also visit around some folks in the community. We got Our Lady at the landfill, and I don't have trash pickup where I live, so I have to go take it. And so I see her all the time. And so give her something and light her world up, and that's good. Also on Christmas Eve, we're going to watch a movie, and that one is going to be, it's the Chosen Christmas Special. It's like a 20 or 30-minute thing. It's The Chosen. It's free. I'll have a link down below for you guys if y'all want to check that out. That's what we're going to be watching on Christmas Eve. We're also going to have a fire, and then we're going to do a Christmas Eve service. At my church, we have a 6 p.m. Christmas Eve service, and so we're going to go. We light candles. Lights are down. Ambiance is set, and lots of a cappella voices and some powerful ones leading up front, singing favorite Christmas hymns. And then read some Christmas scripture, and then we're going to bounce, get back home, where we're going to open one Christmas Eve present, and that's going to be pajamas. And so everybody will get pajamas. We put those on, enjoy the fire, and we'll probably read
You guys have
as a
matching
family.
pajamas.
I don't know if they'll be matching, but they'll be pajamas.
Why do you never let us see this picture? This is the only social picture I want to see, and I have never seen this.
Because I'm not going to trade my dignity for likes.
I think you should.
As I wear a Christmas hat.
I think you should. I think you already have.
As I wear a Christmas hat. So Christmas Day, when the sun is up, the boys are allowed to get us up. And so that's going to be very early morning. And then we're going to let them open one present. So they've got multiple presents under the tree. They can open one present. Oh, and we'll do stockings too. And so stockings and then that one present. Now the idea is they can play with that one present during the morning. And we're also going to make an epic breakfast later in the day. Maybe it's closer to lunchtime, you open a second gift. And so Beck and I will select what gift this is. Some of you are like, what in the world? What are you doing? I'm like, hey, I'm doing the thing. It's awesome. This is such a good thing.
This is so challenging. This is so different than any Christmas I've ever heard.
Well, we don't know anyone that's ever done this either. Maybe back in the day, it used to be the 12 days of Christmas. And so Christmas Day marked, the first day, December 25th. Mm-hmm. And then you had 11 more days where you're spreading it out and doing Christmas traditions and opening different presents. And so doing this, we slowly, throughout Christmas Day, we open all the stuff. And so that's where we landed so far. And we love it because the magic isn't just some big mad dash and then you scroll your screens for the rest of the day and watch some TV of like, no. We spread the magic out. This will also be better for your kids in that they're able to appreciate one present well, rather than they're looking at 5 different things. They're like, what do I do? And so this allows them to be grateful for each piece. And so it's really well paced. We love doing this, and we think that you should steal our holiday tradition as well. One other thing I wanted to do, I know we're doing the Christmas Eve church service before, is this year I'm going to have my family do a communion service, just us. So bread and wine, and we're going to do a family communion service where we, it's Christmas, Jesus Christ. We're celebrating his birth. Jesus says, do this in remembrance of me. And so I think communion is a really appropriate thing to do on Christmas. And so, by the way, Christmas time can be an extremely difficult time for some who have lost people, and that churns up all kinds of painful memories. And if that's you, I love you and I am sorry, truly. So Christmas can be an extremely difficult time. And so I would encourage you to honor the old memories and those who are no longer with you. That hurts. But you can sweetly import some new traditions in as well. That gives me another reason to just really look for people who are hurting during the holiday time. Beck and I, not this last Thanksgiving, but the one before, we were eating at Cracker Barrel, and we saw this old man come in, and he sat alone
on Thanksgiving.
This was on Thanksgiving. And Becca pointed him out to me, and it was just like, I think he's sitting alone. And I immediately popped up, and I'm like, hey, man, what's happening? And he was pleasant and whatever. I'm like, I'd like you to come eat with us. Come on, bro. You want to come eat with us? And he immediately was like, do you mind? I'm like, no, come on, let's do it. And he just ate with me and my wife and 2 kids. And we found out that he'd lost his wife of some 50 or something years the week before. And so I'm like, oh, bro, you are not eating Thanksgiving alone, not in a restaurant we share with you. And so, but he was chatty and he was wonderful. And man, people are hurting around the holiday, and we can get so into our own consumerism that we miss it. It's right under our nose. I might have completely missed it, except my wife is an amazing woman, and she picked up on it. And that means she has eyes that are roaming to be able to help others. And I'm like, way to go, baby. We did a long, long Christmas time, didn't we?
We did.
There was a lot of stuff.
There was a lot to discuss. You had your cup was full of Christmas cheer. I want to say mainly because he was looking at my awesome sweater.
I'm still upset about the awful sweater.